the Brian Nichols case. So Brian Nichols was a rape defendant being prosecuted by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office in 2005 or 6. One day, he was able to he ran across an FBI agent
What the hell?
who was working on his home in.
So I'm here with Mr. You introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Kendall Carter. I'm a lawyer here in Georgia. I'm a member of the bar in Georgia and in Texas.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about I guess what type of work do you do?
Well, I mean, right now I do a number of different things. Right,
Okay.
I've been a member of the bar for 24 years.
24 years.
24 years in Georgia.
Oh wow.
And then in Texas, I've been a member of the bar for about 11 years.
Okay.
So I used to start out my career at the district attorney's office here in Atlanta,
Oh wow.
down in Fulton County, and then had my own practice for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I joined a large firm down in Midtown and represented principally Equifax for, 7 to 10 years.
Oh, really?
like a fair amount of time. Yeah.
What's Equifax?
Equifax is a data company.
Yeah.
They are one of the 3 credit reporting agencies. So whenever you apply for credit,
Yeah.
the bank or the lender will pull your credit information from one of those 3 bureaus, either Equifax or Experian or TransUnion.
Okay.
And so those companies are usually they're sort of known as what's called credit reporting agencies or CRAs under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which says that basically the information that those companies have about you needs to be accurate, right? And you can dispute information that's not accurate, usually by providing proof of that to the bureau specifically.
How will how will I approve that?
What's that?
How will I prove that my information is incorrect and stuff?
Well, yeah, you usually, depending on state law, what state you live in, you can pull a number of free credit reports in the course of a year. I think in Georgia you get 3. I feel like you get 3 credit reports, one under the state law, one under the federal law, and then I think maybe one other.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, so I'm a little rusty with that. Right? I haven't practiced. I didn't practice in that capacity since 2019.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
and
it's been a
so
minute.
yeah, so it was all litigation until 2019.
Yeah.
And then my wife started a marketing agency, and I basically do everything in the marketing agency that's not marketing.
Okay.
So I handle our taxes, I do our transactional stuff, I do our corporate structure stuff. I help manage our 401ks,
Oh, wow.
all of that sorts of stuff.
All the good stuff, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it was quite an education going from being, it's kind of a divide among lawyers between litigators and transactional attorneys, right? So transactional attorneys would be ones that draw up contracts and close deals for securities or real estate or any sort of kind of deals like that.
Okay. So what got you into becoming an attorney and stuff? What got you into that path and stuff?
Looking back on it, I think it was old episodes of this show called Perry Mason. It was this old black and white show, and it had this guy who was kind of clean cut and always had the right answer.
Yeah.
And was always kind of swooping into the rescue and having kind of the right set of facts at the right moment, right? And so that looked cool to me, right? And so I kind of thought at an early age I might want to give it a try, and then I've heard other lawyers say that people knew that I was going to be a lawyer because I argued so much.
Really?
Right? Yeah, that's a common answer that I get. With younger lawyers is my parents said that I argued all the time, so I should go to law school. Well, it's it's kind of a misnomer, right? Because you think about lawyers, you think about a show like Suits or something like that, and it's people arguing and kind of conniving against each other. And in my experience, the best lawyers are actually the ones that are trying to resolve disputes in a favorable way rather than creating more drama, right? But television being in the business of drama and lawyers and judges being in the business of sort of resolving disputes and helping people move on, right? Those two things are kind of in conflict.
Yeah,
right?
they be starting whole theatrical arguments and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And judges hate that stuff.
Really?
Right? Yeah, because it's a lot of times if you're like, they can see you're being theatrical just to put on a show.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't, a lot of times it's the client they're putting the show on for because the client's paying the bill.
Yeah.
But like if you're acting that way, in my estimation, like you may be doing your client a disservice.
Yeah.
Because everybody kind of, the judge and the opposing counsel a lot of times is like,
what the hell is this guy?
You're not right. You're not actually making the case better. You're just putting on a show, right?
Oh, that's cool. That's funny. What's it called? Like, have you seen anyone get thrown out of court and stuff by or attorneys get arrested?
It's been a while, right? There was one fellow a long time ago who showed up drunk to court.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, definitely. This was down in Fulton County ages and ages ago, and I forget the fellow's name. But I would keep those names to myself just to protect the innocent, right? Or the long, I guess the statute of limitations is probably passed on some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's funny. I think I remember one time I went to go to court because they got like a super speeder.
Okay.
And then like there was this guy that they got like his fifth DUI or fourth DUI and stuff. And,
oh wow! Yeah.
And he like ran away from the cops and he had like a whole chase down.
Like in the courthouse.
No, like well, they were like reading his charges and stuff and saying like what he did and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like before we were there, he had like his like breathing tubes in his nose and like he had like a little box and stuff. And so like before litigation came and like the judge came and stuff, like we could hear him like breathe really hard with the machine and stuff. Wow. And so all you heard was
oh my
and
goodness.
then he comes up and his attorney was like presenting him as a what's it called, as a 4-time COVID survivor, a war veteran and stuff, and that like he shouldn't go to prison and stuff. That like he's really sorry and whatnot. And anyways, so he steps up. He that the judge didn't throw him to jail or anything. He just gave him like a bit of probation and stuff.
Okay.
And he walks out, and then some other guy goes after me, and then I go up. Anyway, so whenever I'm done with the judge and stuff, I come out of the courthouse. And I see him next to the parking lot, like smoking a cigarette.
My goodness.
The tubes are out and stuff, and he's out there like on his phone, just talking to his friend. He's like, man, he doesn't know what I just did, man. Fuck the judge, man. And then like I was like, what the hell, because at the court he was being really obnoxious with his like breathing machine, like it was like really loud, and we're like, dude, like like who is this guy and stuff, and then it turned like he came out of the court and he was just smoking cigarettes, and then after that I went home. Then like I went to the DMV because they took away my license, and he was there behind me in line, and he was just breathing. He was just acting normal and stuff.
Breathing normal.
Yeah, breathing normal. And I was like, man, what the hell? Like,
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess people do put on a show, right? Lawyers and clients alike can put on a show, right?
Yeah.
Goodness.
So I know you said you're a counsel for like the juvenile court, right?
Yeah, well, so that's one of the things I do now. Yeah. I wear several hats, right? Because I don't work for any one law firm. Like I'm not an employee anymore. No. So I'm of counsel for a law firm called Aspire Law, where we do marketing and data privacy and trademark type stuff, usually related to the advertising, entertainment, and marketing industry. And then I help my wife with her company, right? Basically, as her general counsel. And then I also take appointments with the Forsyth County Juvenile Court. And so I have heard, probably a couple of years after I started working with my wife, we got through COVID. Our kids were, I think they were home for like a year and a half, right? Wow. Just learning from home through Forsyth County schools. And so about the end of all of that, I was like, I need to find some community with some other lawyers nearby, right? Yeah. And so I just went to a meeting of the Forsyth County Bar Association. And like that first day that I was there, the president asked for volunteers to be officers, and I stood up, right? Yeah. And so that's one of the things that they gave me was, right there on the spot. They're like, well, you seem like a new, ambitious face. Let's give you the checkbook for the whole entity. And I'm like, well, I guess I must have an honest face also. Oh, wow. So they made me the treasurer. Yeah. And so I've been the treasurer probably for, I guess it's my third year running, something like that. I'm the treasurer of the Forsyth County Bar. But in the course of that, I met a lot of attorneys here in Cumming that they do criminal law, they do family law, they do juvenile. And so a lot of times if you do family, you do juvenile because it's part and parcel. Superior court can appoint guardians ad litem, and so can the juvenile court. And so the guardians ad litem, basically, that you're looking out for the best interests of the child, right, in those types of cases. And so, I heard that they needed people on the panel because, there was just a growing number of cases and not enough lawyers. So I threw my name in the hat and, not thinking that it would, kind of, be as busy as it has been. But that was maybe like 6 or 8 months ago. But since then, like I've had to like turn away cases because I'm like, I don't, I like doing this, but not all the time. So, but in the course of that, you get to help people who are really in a jam, right? People who have really, kind of gotten into a tight situation and just need somebody who is familiar with the procedure, is not intimidated by court, who can just kind of walk in there with them and help them prepare and help them put forward an argument that's usually not outlandish, right? So it's been really rewarding.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Have you this is like a little bit off topic, but have you ever met like a person, like, I'm not sure, have you ever seen the TV show Breaking Bad? The attorney that's in it, Saul.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. No. I've seen clips of like Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, but I've watched the first season of Breaking Bad, and that's about it. Okay. But I get the idea, right? Yeah. And so I've not met an attorney like Saul, but he's a construction of a number of different other attorneys. I'm sure that the people who write the show have kind of come into contact with over time, right? Things that I've heard Saul has done, I've heard of other lawyers doing, right? So where, it would be something like along the lines of, and this is completely unethical, right? Yeah. You're not supposed to, you can't advise somebody to undertake illegal behavior, right? And you have a duty to report illegal behavior when you see it, right? And so, that's what, but of course, like the reality gets messy, right? Because people put, their ability to make money or their personal loyalties ahead of their professional loyalties. And that's where things can kind of get hairy, right? I mean, I remember early on that I met a lawyer who had a client. He was the guy was a criminal lawyer, and he was just on retainer for like a known criminal who, he never really got caught. Yeah, but he was just on retainer in case something happened, right? The guy effectively came to him, and I don't know if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They ask him what he's doing there, and he's like, "Well, I'm here to pillage my weaselly black guts out," right? And that's basically what the guy told the lawyer. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna just deal as much drugs as I possibly can, and pimp as many women as I possibly can over the next X number of years. I want to pay you a monthly retainer just in case I need your services. You're available on a moment's notice," right? Damn. And I suppose if you have an idea of generalized criminal behavior and no knowledge of an actual crime, that makes things a little different. But still, it's like,
it's kind of unethical.
There's that tension there between needing to earn a fee to keep the lights on, and like knowing you might be supporting a criminal enterprise, right?
Damn, that's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
And the lawyer's supposed to be like, "I'm sorry, I can't do that." Yeah. That's not really professional. You might. So there's like the ideas of professionalism and ethics, right? Ethics are like the floor, like what you have to do. Professionalism is what you should do or should not do, right? And there's all kinds of area in between, right? Yeah. So
that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's like having someone on retainer. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's it called? Have you ever did you ever keep up with the Young Thug case that was going on here in Atlanta?
I did not. Like I'm familiar generally with was it YSL Young Slime Life sort of. They were trying to cast it as a gang, but my understanding of it was like just kind of a loose affiliation of guys who made music and may have engaged in individual illegal behavior. But the gang case, to my understanding, was pretty weak. Yeah. But again, I don't practice in that area.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's just sort of my generalized understanding of it.
Yeah.
And just among the lawyers in the criminal bar that I know, all of them thought it was ridiculous.
Really?
Well, yeah, because it was a really long case.
Yeah.
It took an enormous amount of resources away from prosecuting other cases. Yeah. And when you don't prosecute cases, that just means that those cases are sitting and waiting to be processed, right? And so it's not like more and more criminals are running free. The issue is that cases stack up.
Okay.
When you're devoting all these resources to like a really high profile case. Yeah. There's other cases that are kind of run of the mill that are just sitting. And so as cases sit, justice kind of gets delayed for victim and for alleged perpetrator, right? You need to turn the crank, right? So I've heard this characterized when I was on a large civil docket this way, and it applied when I had a large criminal docket too as a prosecutor. Is that this is a pie eating contest in which first prize is more pie. Yeah. Right. So it's never ending. Okay. There's always, it's like Lucy and Ethel. Have you ever seen I Love Lucy, the old black and white show?
No, actually, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it though.
You should go on YouTube. There's this one episode where Lucy and her friend Ethel get a job at a candy factory. Okay. Right. And so they're supposed to put the candies in the boxes as they come out of this conveyor belt. Well, they crank the thing up to full speed and they're not ready. So they're like, putting them in their bras and like jamming them in their mouths. And it's like just anything to get these candies off the conveyor belt. It's a similar thing when it comes to, if a prosecutorial team gets overwhelmed or, a defense team in a civil context gets overwhelmed, things can kind of get missed. Yeah. But you have to make sure that operates because like without the generalized system operating, any particular high-profile case, is sort of just icing. Yeah. It's just window dressing. If you're not administering justice well across the board, then everything else, nothing else really matters.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not sure if you saw, but like his attorney like got arrested with a young thug, and they were both in their jail cell.
No, when was this? Was this in court for contempt, or what was the story?
I'm not 100% sure like what the story was, but all I remember was seeing that like, I guess like his attorney was arguing with the judge, and the judge was like, okay, cool, then you're gonna get locked up then with with your client, and so he was in jail with his client and stuff. Yeah, because I guess he was that good.
I think I had litigated against that, or I had cases against that lawyer. I think his name is Brian Steele.
Yeah, Brian Steele.
Yeah, and he's a very well-renowned and a very, very good criminal defense attorney. Yeah. So I can't imagine what would have led to him, to somebody having cause to actually put him in jail for any length of time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I saw that his Brian Steele was like on the Diddy case, which is crazy.
Is he on the Diddy case also?
Yeah, he was on the Diddy case.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. He got pulled in and stuff to litigate, to like do the whole counsel and stuff.
Were there? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember Drew's last name. There used to be a lawyer. I think his name is Drew Finley. Yeah, and I think he's represented rappers in the past.
Oh, really?
Right? I feel like he represented like T.I.
Oh yeah, T.I.
Yeah, but again, I'm just, this is my rough recollection, right? I'm not saying something is definitely true. Because I don't want to catch a libel case up in here, right? Yeah. So, but this is just my general recollection for you to pick up these threads and kind of see if you can get interviews with these guys. I mean, those would be really great podcasts.
Yeah, it really would. It just, I guess for that, like people have to like. I guess I have to have a little bit of a name for myself and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean the more I think you'll find the more people you talk to, and the more you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, God's gonna put you in an interesting place.
Yeah, right? I hope so.
It always happens.
I hope so, because I'm not sure, because like I mean I was like we were talking about like I went to LA. I thought that was a cool opportunity. I got to go over there and stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what did you think of Los Angeles?
Oh man, dude, I thought it was amazing. I wanted to stay there. I did not want to leave at all. I really didn't want to leave. The weather was beautiful. It was just really cool. I liked like the fact that like there's a lot of like people that like do the type of stuff I do. There were so many random people that I met that like they just do cool things, and they know this person or this other person knows this other person that can get you connected. And it was just really cool that like there was a lot of like I guess like networking opportunities to meet other people and like to get introduced to other people.
Right.
And I really love that because I was like, wow, like I don't want to leave here because I can meet a lot of people or like I don't know, just get myself in like the right places and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I like LA. I mean, you know, I have a brother-in-law who lives in Irvine. They actually just moved there recently.
Oh, really?
From Koreatown.
Oh, wow.
So they lived like right in LA.
Yeah.
For a few years. But we've been out to visit them, and you know, did the Dodger game, Santa Monica Pier, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, the weather itself is fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's phenomenal.
I love like between like if like Orange County down to like North County, San Diego County. I love it.
No, I didn't go
that part of California.
I didn't get to travel like that. I was only like in the Burbank area, and like in the Hollywood area.
Gotcha.
And so, I mean, I thought it was still badass just being around there.
No, absolutely. The weather's fantastic, right? It's unreal.
Yeah,
it's
unreal. It was cool.
But I would say I'll get a pitch for you know, they have Hollywood, we have Yollywood, right?
Yeah.
In Atlanta. There's a really vibrant, you know, creator community in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But just continue to, you know, try and make connections, and it'll surprise you where people pop up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I guess I really haven't been putting myself out there and stuff because I don't know. I've just been.
Well, if this is your hustle, then you know, don't see about it, be about it, right? Just put one foot in front of the other. Eat, sleep, and drink it, right?
Yeah, but you, like you said, you were a prosecutor for like a number of how many years?
Oh, I think it was May of 2002.
Oh wow!
Until about September of 2005 or 6, something like that. And I'd have to Google it. Kind of the precipitating event was and you should look into this also. There was this the Brian Nichols case. So Brian Nichols was a rape defendant being prosecuted by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office in 2005 or 6. And so what happened was he was on his second trial.
Yeah.
First trial was a hung jury, and he felt like he was on his way to being convicted in the second trial.
Yeah.
And coming to court one day, he was able to overpower the deputy and get her service weapon and murdered the judge.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Murdered the judge, murdered the court reporter, murdered a deputy on the way out of the courthouse, and then carjacked a car right next to the Fulton County Courthouse.
Yeah.
And then of all people, he ran across an FBI agent who was
what the hell?
Who was working on his home in like Buckhead, right?
Yeah.
They were building a home or he was doing renovations, ran across this guy and killed him. And then he ended up somewhere out near like Pleasant Hill or so, holed up with one of his ex-girlfriends. And they, you know, had like a whole SWAT standoff and all this stuff, and they ended up arresting him.
That is crazy.
Yeah, like I said, that basically is like the tail end of my time at the district attorney's office.
Wow.
Because I had just gotten married, and my trial partner, I was waiting on the Orkin man, the bug man at the house, and my trial partner was like, "Turn on the news. Don't bother coming in today." Right. So yeah, that was really crazy, and so that caused turnover within the DA's office at that time, right?
Wow.
And so a number of the people I worked with stayed, and a number of the people I worked with left, and then later returned, and then a number of them also stayed out, and you know, continued their practice elsewhere. But it was an earth-shattering event when it happened.
Yeah, that's really crazy. That sounds like made up.
No, it's not. The judge's name was Roland Barnes. Roland Barnes. He was the first judge I ever had an argument before, and his court reporter was this really sweet lady. She would always bring in cookies and stuff for the lawyers that she would make at home, and it was really sad. Wow. Right? Really tough situation all around.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah,
and I guess before that, how was it being a prosecutor and stuff?
It was interesting. It was trying to drink from a fire hose, right? Because there were more cases than I could get to, and really it was just a matter. There's so much of our profession that just boils down to hey, just return emails, just return phone calls, right? If somebody's trying to get in touch with you, especially another lawyer, return the call, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you.
Yeah.
What's going on, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't take, you don't have to resolve everything.
Yeah.
You just have to respond and be in conversation.
Yeah.
Right. I think a lot of people, again, think of like Harvey Specter and stuff and LA Law and all these shows where it's like, oh, I'm going to craft some devilish thing to say to you. And I have to have time to think about, no, just pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Right. Because conversations, like communication, solves problems, right?
Yeah.
Solves differences. That's why humans communicate with each other
Yeah.
to sort of work together, right? To resolve things.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. So there was a lot of that,
Yeah.
right? But I ended up making friends in professional contexts that I still have.
Yeah.
That still people are still on my Christmas card list that I
wow.
worked with.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really something.
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
really
something. Some of them have gone on to be really, really good criminal defense attorneys. Some of them are judges now.
Mm-hmm.
So it runs the gamut, right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
What's it
absolutely.
called?
I still think of myself as this like dumb kid who
Really?
just graduated from school, right? Who like doesn't know anything. But looking back on it, it's been a remarkable career.
Yeah.
And it's far from over for me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that like my dad was a physician for like 35 years.
Oh, wow,
right?
really?
Yeah. And then he retired, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm done." He's like, but now he let his license lapse, and he tells me that he regretted letting his license lapse.
So what happens whenever you let your license lapse?
You have to recertify, like you have to take the tests.
Oh,
over.
wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
tough. It's difficult.
sucks.
So I don't ever want to like. I spent probably 3 months studying for the state bar exam.
So
Probably
like
2.5.
So like how often do you have to like renew your license and
Every
stuff?
year.
Every year?
Yeah, I have to. Well, you have to pay fees,
Yeah.
and you have to do what's called continuing education,
Okay.
right? And so you have to have in Georgia usually a minimum of 12 hours plus an ethics hour and a professionalism hour, right? Remember I told you the difference between ethics and professionalism. Yeah. So like professionalism is how you should practice with other lawyers. Ethics is what the rules say you have to do.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to educate yourself on that for at least an hour a year in both subjects. So, and that applies in Georgia and in Texas. And a lot of those apply, I can apply for credit in both jurisdictions to kind of double up. But, a lot of times I end up, just taking CLEs. I get invited to CLEs to take for free. I get invited to speak at CLEs, so I get credit for that.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's pretty easy to catch hours now. So it's good.
That's cool. What about well, I always heard like that like a lot, well, like on TikTok and stuff, a lot of people are saying that like it's a bad year to become an attorney and stuff because there's no money being like made and stuff.
Oh yeah?
Do you think that's a true statement or not? Because I know you've been working in the field for a minute. Because like I guess like a lot like the videos I've seen where like it's like hey, if you want to be an attorney like there's money but there's not really like this if you're gonna do this career it's mostly like for like helping people out, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to come at it.
Yeah.
Right? I think that applies to almost anything.
Yeah.
Like you could be a stockbroker.
Yeah.
And if your point is to make fees off of your clients, you are failing. Right? You're failing, right? The point is to have your clients make money, right? And so like our broker, like his return is based on our return, right? So like he gets 1% of the portfolio. So the bigger the portfolio, the more compensation he gets. Yeah. Right. And when you're focusing on picking the correct companies and making good investments, the money follows. Yeah. Right. So same thing with law. Yeah. So if you concentrate on being really good at this, then people will seek you out to be their lawyer. And the more people seek you out to be their lawyer, the more money you can charge per hour.
Like, do you think it really matters like what law school you went to stuff like where people have to seek?
I really don't. Like unless you want to be a Supreme Court clerk. Yeah. And notoriously, the Supreme Court only selects clerks from like Harvard or Yale or Stanford, maybe like the University of Chicago here and there. Yeah. But there's phenomenally good law schools apart from that. Yeah. And that would include like, I didn't even mention Duke or Vanderbilt or Wake Forest or the University of North Carolina or the University of Georgia is really good. University of Florida is really good. So like if you can get into law school and you can pass the bar exam, you are a lawyer. Right?
So like it doesn't matter what law school you go to, like even the one in like some like Kentucky or something like that.
Well, if you're looking to get a job at a particular law firm, it matters.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for a particular job, like I said, with the Supreme Court, it matters.
Yeah.
But, if you just want to practice law and learn how to help clients, just go to law school, right?
It doesn't matter which one?
It does not matter.
Okay.
Not at all. I know great lawyers who went to John Marshall that has, it has a reputation as like a lower tier law school.
Yeah.
It puts out some pretty good attorneys, right? Georgia State for ages had this reputation. It was like, oh, it's a second tier or a third tier law school. Like my boss at the large firm that I worked at graduated from Georgia State. So, brilliant attorney. Brilliant attorney.
So I guess it really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. And conversely, I've met lawyers that went to like Harvard and Princeton that like, what are you doing? Like this is like, why are we charging this client all of this money when we could have resolved this for 1/100th of the cost for the client? Right.
Wow.
Again, with the focus being on like, oh, I'm going to show off how smart I am, rather than actually think about the client first, right? Because it's not about. That's the number one thing about being a lawyer. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's not about the lawyer. Yeah. Right. It's about the case. It's about the client.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about like what do you think about like public defenders and stuff? Because I know like first year.
I love them. I love them. And there's seriously, I'll get approached by law students and CLEs and stuff, and they'll, invariably will come back to like, oh, I don't have many offers or this or that, and I'm like, there is a legal services office or a public defender's office who desperately wants you to come work there.
Yeah.
Go there. Go do that, because you will get more experience in a shorter time frame than you will working at some of these larger law firms. Yeah. Or some of these more prestigious kind of placements. Yeah. Like really probably the only thing that like, and you could really achieve this with academics. If you do really well at like maybe a lesser law school, and I use it in air quotes because I hate that people use that, right? It's still law school, right? It's still hard. It's still, it takes a lot of work, right? Regardless of where you go to law school. But the point has to be that, whatever you do with that education, you're doing it for some purpose other than yourself. Yeah. Right. And I'll tell other people all the time, and I think I've gotten eye rolls at this all the time. My best training for being a lawyer was being a waiter. Really? Because you learn how to deal with people who are difficult. Yeah. You learn how to deal with people who are having a bad day. Yeah, that's true. And in my profession, everybody's having their worst day, especially in juvenile court or criminal court. Oh, man. Right?
Yeah, I've been there before.
It sucks. Yes, there you go. It sucks. There you go. Now I got my nephew on a super speeder in about a month, so I'm looking forward to that. He's having a bad day himself.
Yeah, because I think I went to the juvenile court like back in 2000. I think it was like 19.
Okay.
So yeah,
we got to be careful with this. Like I can't talk about stuff that happened in juvenile court, right? The first rule of juvenile court is don't talk about juvenile court.
Oh basically. No, yeah, no. I mean, I guess for me, I guess I'm talking about myself.
That's true. Like you can talk about it, I can't talk about it, right? Because I'm an officer of the court, and I have no knowledge of your prior case. Yeah, but
but yeah, it sucked being there.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so.
I got put in the little cell in the back.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, I've been in. It's a sad place. Yeah, it's a sad place.
It sucked being there. I think there's like 4 rooms. Like, is it like 4 and 4?
I think so. Like next to the right, because the courthouses. Yeah.
You go in the little hall. There's one like there's like 3 in the front, or like 3 in the I don't know. It's kind of
like weird. Between the courtrooms. Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah, and then like I think they gave us like a bologna sandwich and stuff.
Oh man, yeah.
And it sucked.
yeah. For Fulton County Jail, I've not had a chance to sample the fare at the Forsyth County Jail. Yeah. But at the Fulton County Jail, it used to be all bologna sandwiches all the time. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I would say this is ages ago now. This is 20 years plus. That the best fried chicken I've ever had was made by a trustee at the Fulton County Jail.
Are you serious?
To this day.
Wow.
To this day.
No, I had Well, I had to go to like juvie court, and I had to go to like the I guess like the juvenile jail in Gainesville. Okay. And then like, dude, they had like some like hot pocket or egg. I don't know. They had like their breakfast. They gave us like this hot pocket that had like egg pepperoni and stuff. It was so good.
Oh, nice.
It was really good. It was the best breakfast I ever had. Like I'm not sure what it was. I think it was like I don't know, but it was really really good. That's
yeah,
like,
the chef knows what they're doing over there in Gainesville.
Yeah, it was a memorable food.
You can't sleep on Gainesville, man. Gainesville's pretty solid.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, but I guess like well, I know you can't talk about like cases and stuff, but like I remember when I was there, I met like I met a 17-year-old and he got convicted for 30 years.
Oh man,
and it sucked because I felt really bad for him. Cause
was it a homicide?
No, he robbed his. It was really stupid because we asked him like, yo, like, so like, because I mean, I was like, yo, dude, like, why are you here? And he was just saying that that he went to go to this Waffle House and first of all he was like, yeah, man, so I went to this Waffle House with when my homeboy and my girl, and we went to go rob the place and stuff. And so whenever we came to rob the Waffle House, like we pulled out the gun and we asked the register for like to give us what they had in the drawer. And he said that that they had nothing. They had like a $5 bill inside the register. Yeah. And as soon as they were walking out, a cop walks in, and he sees that like he had the gun and stuff, and they were robbing the place. And so he grabs the gun and starts like beating up the cop. Like he starts like beating him to the pulp. And then he flees from the spot. But I guess the officer wasn't fully knocked out, and he radios in saying that where they're gonna be at and stuff. And so he goes to another Waffle House. He robs the place that had more money in it, and so he starts driving off. And he said that like, I guess the cops knew where he was gonna like drive off to, and so they roll out the spikes. And whenever they rolled out the spikes, the car went out of control. They went into a ditch, and he ran out with his gun and his drugs, and he started running for it.
Oh my gosh!
And he threw his gun on top of a tree, or he threw like his bag on top of like inside the tree, and he said that when he was climbing it, he broke one of the branches with his foot. And so the police officers saw that like he was climbing the tree, and so he grabs him and yanks him down, and he had to get like over 40 stitches from his back all the way down here. Yeah, because he opened up his back on the piece that he broke.
Oh yeah, golly,
and so they charged him for 30 years and stuff. And I felt really bad for him because I was like, damn, dude, like do you have any family or anything? He was telling me that. And he was like, no, my parents, my mom lives in El Salvador. I live with my uncle. He doesn't care about me.
Right.
And I felt really bad because I'm like, damn, dude, like,
because it's not like he didn't wake up that day and be like, you know what, today seems like a good day to stick up some Waffle Houses just for no reason. Right. Like there was a long road that brought that kid to that place. Right. Yeah. And I think that's where the juvenile system, if it has enough support and if everybody's kind of doing their job, you catch things so far in advance of it getting to that point, right? But it's stretched so thin, right? And I think not as many people are kind of aware of what it does and how it works to kind of be able to support it, right? Because it's really kind of the key to keeping people out of a life of crime. Yeah. You know, if you can get in front of that kid early and you can put him in a stable environment, you can change the course of his life. Yeah, absolutely. Right? And that's one of the things. Like I'm on the criminal defense panel. In the county, which is different than the juvenile court panel. But the reason why I'm on the criminal panel is if there's a juvenile that I have that's I'm representing in a case, and they get charged, I want to be able to represent them. Like if they've been in a dependency because they had a bad family situation. The lawyer's got to be able to see that continuity, right, and to see where this system failed, and to see if there's a way to help bring this kid back, right? Because once it gets to delinquency, and then God forbid getting charged as an adult, a crime that's bad enough, you've got to be able to tell that story and kind of help triage where the system went wrong, right? And that way you can at least argue for some clemency in the sentencing. Yeah. But again, it's like people don't wake up deciding they're going to be a criminal. Yeah. Right. No. Things just kind of happen, like by little nips and tucks as you go. Yeah. Yeah. But
that's a guy I met, and he got 30 years, and he was like covered from tattoos, head face down and stuff. And I was like, damn, dude.
At that point, he's in the life, right? Right. He's like running stuff from prison or whatnot.
Yeah. Because that was back in 2000. Yeah, that was back in 2018 or 19 when that happened, and I felt bad for the kid because I was like, damn, dude, like. Yeah. Like you're like a year older than me, and you're doing this stuff.
All done. All done now, right?
But yeah.
It's going to come out. You ever seen a movie called The Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's an awesome movie.
You know who wrote it?
I'm not sure.
The author is Stephen King.
Oh, yeah.
So he wrote The Shining. He wrote, all
Yeah.
those horror stories.
Yeah, I
But
love
like,
Stephen
he's a phenomenally talented writer, and like for somebody to capture like what it's like to be a prisoner, is it's just so good.
Yeah,
it's just
good.
such a good writer.
Yeah. Have you ever read his the Dark Tower series?
I have not.
Oh no,
I have not. I've got I can't remember the name of the volume, but the same volume has. Have you ever seen the movie Stand By Me?
Yeah.
So he wrote that also. So that story is in there. The Shawshank Redemption is in there, and like several other stories, like short stories.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you saw the movie with the Green Mile?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that one's a really good.
Absolutely.
Movie.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan, I think, was just a phenomenal resource.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just checking my messages, right?
Yeah. No, we're
the
good.
the natives get restless. I can't believe we're burning like 40 minutes already. Look at us.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think the longest one I did was like 2 hours. 2 hours and 30. That was the longest one I did.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah. But that one's unreleased though, because that was my first episode with the cop, because I don't know how to work my camera that well, and so I shot it like have you ever shot it with a camera before?
No.
Mm-hmm. So on your camera,
just on Zoom,
on Zoom. Mm-hmm. Okay, well on the camera, like they have like pictures per frame, and so that's how fast your I guess your camera works. So normally when you shoot like a normal sit down thing, you want to shoot like 30 pictures per frame. So it's like normal movement and stuff.
Yeah.
And so anything higher than that, I didn't know. I was shooting at like 120. That's like whenever you do like really, really slow motion videos and stuff. And so it captures like 100 frames, 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
And so
it's probably eating a lot of data.
Yeah,
right?
they eat a bunch of data. And so we were outside and he was like on a little swing, and you saw the swing like move like in slow motion like that. And then everything was off, like the lights were off. I don't know. It was like my first time working with a camera.
Right. You just keep it for nostalgia purposes now?
Yeah, I have it in my storage, in my little storage USB. I just keep it where for memories, I guess. I mean, eventually I want to post it and stuff. But I'm not sure, because I don't know how to work the audio thing on my mics and stuff, and so it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to. And so I was like, oh damn, what am I gonna do?
It'll be good for clips and filler later, right?
Yeah,
you can figure it out.
Then I figured it out, and that's when I got my first job with the cop, and it wasn't perfect, but I mean it's still something.
Yeah.
And then but I know how to work my camera now. I know what to do, because we're at school. I asked the videographer teacher that I have over there, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm not in your class, but I got a camera. I'm not sure how to work it and stuff. Can you help me with information and stuff and how to do it? And he's just he gave me a 30-minute crash course on how to shoot and this and this and that.
That's really great.
And so that was really, really badass of him to do.
No, I mean, you definitely have you have a passion for the material, right? And so if you're just making these videos and you never post them, I think that's worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
But of course, if your folks are listening, I'm joking.
Nah.
But seriously, making the content is an end in itself, right? Kind of being creative is its own sort of activity, right? The product of the activity is secondary, right? Yeah. And so making good product will come, but you've got the courage. You've got the courage to kind of
throw myself out to the wolves.
Throw yourself to the wolves and make a mistake and be bad. Kind of having the courage to be bad is 9/10 of this stuff, right? 9/10 of life. Yeah. I mean, I was so unprepared and frightened for my first trial.
Really?
Yes, it was terrible.
How did it go?
I did a terrible job, but we got a conviction, right? I got a conviction for drug possession, right? And it's we got it done. It was, it was honestly, I couldn't believe that I got a conviction when it happened.
So what do you think went wrong?
What's that?
What were the things that you said that were going when horrible?
When you're making your own stuff, you have an idea in your head of how it's going to go, and that idea never comes to life, right? Because that is your brain, and this is real life, right? Those are two different things. And so I think the quandary of the artist is like, you know, you're always seeing the things that you make and they're not good enough. Right. But everybody else looks at it and they don't do this all the time. And they're like, that is amazing. I could never do that. Well, I mean, you could, you just haven't. Right. And so I think that's kind of the odd perspective of the creator. Right. But it's completely like creating it for creation's sake is the point, you know? Then having the courage to just go out. That's how you end up making stuff that's great. That's how you end up getting better. It's just learning as you go and correcting the things that you didn't like before.
That's so true. That's how I felt when my first, like, well, I guess when I posted my thing, I was like, man, this sucks so bad. Dude, I don't even want to post this, man. Like, it didn't even go how I wanted it to go, but I still posted it. I was like, whatever. Like, I got nothing to lose. And
absolutely.
Second one comes in, didn't go the way I wanted to. Whatever. Third one comes in, I liked it. You know, now I'm here.
There you go.
And this one is going pretty good.
Like, I'm going to mute here. I did like 55 years, right? It's like really believes in marriage. But then also like he really believes in marriage. And if you don't really believe in marriage, maybe you shouldn't be married. Right? It's like, you know, people have different problems. People have different perspectives. I would say that family lawyers and criminal lawyers always have the best conversations. They're always the most entertaining because they're always the ones that are mixing it up on a constant basis, right? And I think they love to serve their clients, and they see. I mean, one of the best things I learned as an assistant district attorney was the way I was raised and the world I grew up in is like an alien planet compared to where a lot of people grew up. Compared to other people's experiences. Right? America is an agglomeration of different cultures. In some places, those cultures overlap, and in some places, they don't. Right? And in the places where they don't, unless you've been in that culture, it's hard to really see it. Right? And that is just fascinating to me. And so that's the other lawyers I've met that have worked in criminal and worked in juvenile or worked in family. They've seen those kinds of crossovers, right? And it's really just fascinating to see how that interacts. And it gives you such a larger perspective of society as a whole. For the better, right? I think.
That's cool. That's cool. But because like, I mean, I always got curious. I'm like, yo, like, so like, what practice of law like has like, I guess like handles like them like I guess like difficult, like a lot of difficultness and stuff.
Difficult issues? I mean, patent law, design patents are really complex. That's really hard to understand sometimes, especially if you're not an engineer. You know, and then I would say like emotionally difficult. I think like juvenile can be really emotionally difficult, right? Because you're dealing with really tight family relationships, lots of emotional scarring, you know, from people who have been in bad situations over time that, you know, are like, they've developed these, you know, sort of maniacal habits based on, you know, kind of dysfunctional situations. And then to see how that applies outside of that context is really, you know, kind of disruptive, right? And so that's challenging. But I think as long as you're willing to serve that client and to kind of help them make things better, then it's easy to deal with. You know, but again, being curious and trying to understand the whole person and kind of help that person for the better is the point, right? Okay,
that's cool. All right. Well, I guess that's a wrap then.
Okay.
Well, this is it for episode 4 of the podcast. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and stuff. And shout out to you.
Thanks. Shout out Jordy. Check out the Jordy Mejia podcast.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe to the video, and let's see what we get on next. All right. And it's up.